Welcome dear students. In this lecture we are going to talk about the lipids. Dear students, the word lipid is derived from the Greek word lipos, which means fats. So the etymology of lipids is lipos, mean the word lipid is derived from the Greek word lipos, which means fats. Now my dear students, how can we define the lipids? So we say that lipids are actually a heterogeneous group of compounds. So the first point is that lipids are basically a heterogeneous group of compounds. My dear students, the word hetero means different and genus mean types. You know that lipids have many types. There are so many types, or there are so many variety of the lipids. There are some common lipids which are used in our house, like vegetable oil, vegetable ghee, desi ghee, like butter, mustard oil, like coconut oil, olive oil. These are some common types of the lipids which are used commonly in our houses. So you can see that I have just written some common lipids, the names of the some common lipids. And there is a large variety of the lipids that we use in our daily life, commonly in our homes. It means that lipids, they really are a heterogeneous group of compounds. Heterogeneous mean they really consist of great variety. When that is a heterogeneous group of compounds, it means that there is huge variety, there is very less common features are present in that heterogeneous class of the compounds. But there are two features which are common. First, that they are related to fatty acids. My dear students, fatty acids are basically aliphatic monocarboxylic acids. All aliphatic monocarboxylic acids, they are called as the fatty acids. Most of the fatty acid, they have even number of the carbon atoms, usually from 2 to 20. But a fatty acid may have odd number of carbons as well. Mean it is not a necessary condition that the fatty acid must have even number of carbon atoms, but most of the fatty acids, they have even number of carbon atoms from 2 to 20. The definition of fatty acid is that aliphatic monocarboxylic acids are called as fatty acids. So there are two conditions that must be fulfilled. First, there must be aliphatic chain in the fatty acid. The general formula of the fatty acid is RC double bond O OH. So this R, that should be an aliphatic chain, that should be an open chain of the carbon atoms. And monocarboxylic mean that it must have only a single carboxyl group, just like this one. So all aliphatic monocarboxylic acids are called as the fatty acids. Now lipids, they are heterogeneous group of compounds which are related to the fatty acid. Related to fatty acid mean that in composition of the most of the lipids, fatty acids are present. And all fatty acids have one common feature in them, and that is all lipids, they are soluble in non-polar organic solvents. Like benzene, carbon tetrachloride, ether, etc. So all lipids, they have a common feature, that is all the lipids are soluble in the non-polar organic solvents, and some of the examples of the non-polar organic solvents are written here. And all lipids, they are water insoluble, because lipids are non-polar in nature, so they do not dissolve in the water, and you will say that all lipids are basically hydrophobic in nature. So now let us complete the definition of the lipids. Lipids are a heterogeneous group of compounds related to fatty acid which are soluble in non-polar organic solvents like benzene, CCl4, ether, etc. But they are water insoluble, that is hydrophobic. So this one is the definition of the lipids. Now there is a very important MCQ which is usually asked from this definition, that the lipids are defined in terms of alpha option is composition, beta structure, Charlie solubility, and delta all of these. So keep in mind that the question is, lipids are defined in terms of their, either the lipids are defined in terms of their composition, in terms of their structure, in terms of their solubility, or in terms of all of these properties. Keep in mind, it is a very important MCQ that lipids are defined basically in terms of their solubility. So the correct answer is Charlie. Why? Because lipids, as I have already mentioned, that there is a huge variety in the class of the lipids and they differ from each other, but there is only one common property in all lipids, that is they are water insoluble and they are soluble in the non-polar organic solvents. Most of the lipids have fatty acid in their composition, but fatty acid is not a necessary constituent for a substance to be lipid or to be called as a lipid. So most of the lipids, they have fatty acid in their composition, but all lipids do not have fatty acid in their composition. So it is not a common property of all the lipids. The only common property of all the lipids is that is their solubility. They are all water insoluble without any discrimination, and they all dissolve in the non-polar organic solvents. So this one is the etymology of the word lipids and the definition of the word lipid, and an important MCQ which is usually asked from this definition. Now let us classify the lipids. My dear students, lipids can be classified in three categories. The first, simple lipids. Second, conjugated lipids, and the third one is derived lipids. Dear students, simple lipids are all those lipids which have only two components in their constitution, in their composition, and those two components are glycerol and fatty acids. So those lipids that only consist of glycerol and fatty acid, they are called as the simple lipids. My dear students, you know very well that glycerol is a trihydric alcohol. It is also called as the glycerine. This one is glycerol, and the formula of the fatty acid that is already written in front of you. So simple lipids are those lipids that consist of only glycerol and fatty acid. And my dear students, the examples of the simple lipids, they are triglycerides, and waxes, etc. Triglycerides are basically the fats and oils. So the fats and oils, they are called as the triglycerides. What is the difference between the fat and oil, and what are triglycerides? That will be the topic of the next video. So examples of the simple lipids include triglycerides, that is fats and oils, and the waxes. Now my dear students, the second class of the lipids is conjugated lipids. Now these are the lipids in which glycerol and fatty acid are present, but there is a third component which is conjugated with it. So when the simple lipids are conjugated with any molecule, then they form the conjugated lipids. For example, phospholipids. Now my dear students, in phospholipids, when you will study their composition, you will find that in phospholipids, glycerol and fatty acid both are present, but there is a third component in the constitution or composition of the phospholipid, that is the phosphoric acid. So basically phospholipids are a conjugated lipids in which the simple lipid are conjugated with the phosphoric acid molecules. Another example is the glycolipids. Glycolipids are basically the conjugation of the lipids and the carbohydrates. In this case, the simple lipids are conjugated with the carbohydrate molecule. Another example is lipoproteins. In this case, the lipids are conjugated with the proteins. So these are the examples of the conjugated lipids in which simple lipids are combined with any third compound in their composition. What are the derived lipids? My dear students, derived lipids are those lipids which are produced as a result of the hydrolysis of the simple and conjugated lipids. So the lipids which are produced due to the hydrolysis of the simple and conjugated lipids are called as the derived lipid. And one of the example of the derived lipids is the fatty acid. So fatty acids are basically examples of the derived lipids. So that is a slight discussion about the classification of the lipids, and this classification is based on the chemical composition: simple lipids, conjugated lipids, and the derived lipids. In the next lecture, we will study what are triglycerides and what is the difference between the fats and oils. Till then, take care.